Hello, let us resume our reading of this text, Gettysburg Address by Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln continues, but in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. Now, if you identify these three terms, dedicate, consecrate, hallow, all these terms have to be associated with the theological orientation, spiritual associations. Consecration, it's a very term that have been associated with Bible. Hallow, this also being associated with the glorifications to some extent. So now, in a larger sense, as Lincoln is trying to point out, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. So ultimately, here he is trying to propagate that these persons, these brave men who struggled here, they have already done this. Whether the matter of dedication, whether the matter of consecration, or doing something hallow, all these terms can also be related with these persons. That means they have already done this. So it is not for us. We do not have such capability of doing this to this particular ground. He says, therefore, in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, some of them are dead, some of them are still living. They have consecrated it far above our poor power to add and detract. So that means we are the poor persons. Those personalities, those brave men who actually struggled here, whether they are living, still living, or whether they are dead, they have already consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. So we do not have such capability because all the capabilities have already been vested on these personalities. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here. But it can never forget what they did here. So ultimately you will find in this particular kind of a description, in this particular kind of a word that Lincoln is propagating here, he is making a bifurcation. He is making a kind of comparison between the strength of the words, or maybe the strength of the deeds that have been done by those personalities, and the weightage of the words that he is speaking. We, at the present scenario, we know that such a small or maybe the brief address that has been made by Abraham Lincoln, it has become historical. And ultimately, that's why today we are reading these words. But at that time, Lincoln says that in comparison with the deeds that have been done by those personalities, the sacrifices, their struggles, their activities, their actions, I find my words to be trivials and triflings. He says, the world will not remember my words, but they will be surely remembered in future. So here it says, the world will little note, nor long remember what we say here. It's obviously something that Lincoln couldn't feel at the time, that his words will become the history. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. That means those personalities who have sacrificed their lives for the betterment of us, for the betterment of the country, for the betterment of the nation. Now, their unfinished work has to be fulfilled, has to be advanced by us. So it is for us, the living, we who are living here, we who are standing here, we the soldiers, we are the nation's, representatives. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to that unfinished work. That means liberty and equality, to proclaim them. So ultimately, this can be found to be present truly in each and every part of this nation. So to be dedicated here to the unfinished work, which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here, dedicated to the great task remaining before us, and that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they here gave the last full measure of devotion. That means here he says that it is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task. The great task that they were thinking about, the great task for that or for which they have sacrificed their lives, the remaining before us. And we must honor the dead. We must increase our devotion. We must find something noble and something passionate in us, so that we can find the great cause for which they here gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolved that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom. So ultimately, their lives are not being completely wasted. We must proclaim that. We must justify that. And we must think highly, or we must highly resolve that these dead, these personalities who have died at this moment, shall not have died in vain. So there was something meaningful. There was something fruitful. There was something for which we can think about. That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom. And that government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from earth. So ultimately, these are the words, as you can find, that it is often become, that often quotable lines, of the people, by the people, for the people. So ultimately, what it actually propagates, the government, true nature of the government, of the people, for the people, by the people, it must last long. A government must think about the betterment of his people, and people must pay his debts, okay, so that ultimately we can proclaim equality, we can proclaim fraternity, we can proclaim the typical form of liberty for which these ancient persons, or maybe the forefathers, have died for. So ultimately, that was the fundamental thing that Abraham Lincoln had spoken there, and it was so influential and it was so influencing that ultimately we find that the persons who were around him, they actually heard these words with utmost reverence, and it impacted powerfully. So as I've already mentioned, or when I have begun this particular lecture, I have already told you that whenever we will read this particular text, we will not consider this text as simply being undertaken under the preservation of liberty and equality that has to be associated with America alone. Rather, this liberty and equality is the ultimate focus of each and every nation. So therefore, what Abraham Lincoln has proposed here, these should be the words that have to be followed by all of us who are practicing the same motivational perspective within our mind, who are practicing the same motivational understanding within our heart. So therefore, it is the only word, or these are the only words that can be associated with the actual progress, quote unquote progress. I am not stating about the material progress, rather actual progress in terms of nation, in terms of humanity, the humanitarian aspects, the moralistic philosophical perspectives always will be advanced by following these words properly. You see? So today up to this, hope it will help you to understand the basic part of this particular lecture, the different kinds of themes that it addresses whether it is the liberty, equality, fraternity, with the matter of patriotism, with the emotions that have been associated with the speaker. Okay, and try to write your answers on these themes and also the significance of this one and also the historical perspective of this particular address, and try to write your answers on them. Hope it will help you in your examination. Stay attached. Thank you.